with the builder. This is going to be the third year of the freeform builder, so you expect each year the builder to get better and better, and understand, this is the expectation now for like 2K24. The builder should be flawless, no glitches, no demigods, no nothing.
The NBA 2K24 builder will once again be freeform. Guys, we have a lot to talk about today, but Uncle Demi released that in one of his previous videos, and if you've seen one of the other ones that we talked about, he said it's going to be kind of like Pie Charts 2K19, 2K20. So I think it's going to be a mix, all right? They're going to be categorized by some sort of thing, which I think is going to be the badges, but we will have to see. We have lots of Uncle Demi clips to roll, so guys, drop a like if you haven't yet, man, and let's get into it.
That is automatically, just by seeing that alone, I automatically know that the speed with ball is going to matter, and obviously the best dribble style is going to be the highest rated, like off rip. I know that if Steve Francis is a 95 and if Michael Jordan dribble style is the highest one, then maybe your speed with ball is going to have to be in the high 90s now, which is going to be crazy, because if you want to get Steve Francis, that means you're going to have like a 95 ball handle and then like a 90-something speed with ball, which how it should be to get the best SIGs, right? But now that balances out the builder. When you have to make sacrifices, right, that's when you are going to get a balanced builder.
Okay, so Uncle Demi is saying you're going to have to make sacrifices, which we'll see more of him talking about that in the next clips, but that is the most important thing for balance. Guys, if you don't know, in my team, 2K releases at the end of the year better and better cards. Now, this is going to correlate, okay? At the end of the year, they give these cards the best animations in the game. As it goes further and further, each and every card gets better and better animations usually. They're really high tier cards. So 2K knows what the best animations is. They have people that clearly play the game that work for 2K. So what I'm trying to say is, if they know what's the best animations from testing the game, they got to put those at the highest attributes. That only makes sense, right? The best contact dunk should be at the highest contact dunk rating. The best dribble move should be at the highest dribble move rating. That will create balance in the builder, and we won't have to see as many demigods. Of course, there's many other things that go a part of that, but speed with ball is another really good example that we've talked about many times this year, where you only need a 75 speed with ball to get the Michael Jordan dribble style, which is the best dribble style in the entire game, okay? For most people's opinions, Michael Jordan is the dribble style that everyone uses, and not only that, but acceleration matters more than speed with ball, which we figured out from 2K Labs. So both things have to work for the builder to be less demigod-y, you know what I'm saying? If you only have to have an 80 driving dunk to get quick drops, you kind of really don't need contact dunks. You see what I'm saying? So you can stop at an 80 driving dunk and then make the rest of your build better, which, once in turn makes more demigods. Anyway, let's roll the next Uncle Demi clip.
Dunk animations, quick drops was an 80, but now it's gone. It's no longer in the game. All right, so that's something that's going to be huge. But what are some of the other dunk packages that were really OP? You know what I'm saying? We all know Russell Westbrook was one. Come on, like, the league players know what I'm talking about. And there was another one, Athletic something. That was really good. Clyde Drexler. Everybody used Clyde Drexler, right? That was a good one. Scottie Pippen. That was another good one. Just straight arms to the basket was really good one. So then you expect those to be higher. But I also, fingers crossed, hopefully the vert will also require higher. You know what I mean? Because then that will allow, let's say, for instance, you got to have like a 90 something now to be able to get these dunk packages. But instead of just only have to have a 85, maybe you have to start pushing in the 90s to get that.
This is exactly what I've been saying, guys. So I went on to 2K just to show you, in case you don't believe me, that the Michael Jordan signature dunks only require an 88 driving dunk, but even worse, a 70 vertical. All right, look at this next dunk right here. A free throw line dunk. You only have to have a 70 vertical? Come on now. Anyone that is being non-biased can agree that should never, ever happen. I'm not someone that is only a left rider on a 6'1". I have a 6'8". I play center. I play lockdown. I'm being as non-biased as possible. There's no way, for balance in the game, you think that you should be able to get free throw line dunks at a 70 vertical. And it's even worse on last gen. On there, I don't even think you need vertical. You don't even need it. You just need driving dunk, and it gives you the packages, which is crazy. Anyway, let's roll the next Uncle Demi clip.
Since, again, like I said, when you go away from pie charts, and you're in a freeform builder that we've been for the past couple years, you have to make it to where sacrifices have to be made. And I know a lot of you are going to say, well, no. And I seen the comments, and I see a lot of people talk about, like, I don't want to have a role player. I want to have Michael Jordan. And that's great. But I mean, I make a Michael Jordan build. Like, again, 2K20, I made a Michael Jordan build based upon the pie chart, and it was still great, right? But at the same time, you do want to see different builds out there on the court. Again, this is my opinion. That does not mean it's right. It don't mean that it's wrong. It's my opinion. And if you feel like you want to still have 6'9" demigods, that's perfectly fine, and that's perfectly okay to think that way. Because, you know, you're investing your money in that and whatever, that's cool.
That is my thoughts exactly. There's no right or wrong answer on how the builder should be. It's opinions at the end of the day. If you want demigods in the game, that's your opinion. However, I do share a pretty similar one with Uncle Demi, where I think that diversity is much better for the game. 2K19, 2K20 builder system was so good with diversity. No matter how many YouTubers made best build videos, you still seen lots of diversity out there. You had the BP build in 2K20, the playmaking glass cleaner, the two-way slashing playmaker, the facilitating finisher. You could use a stretch, you could use a lockdown, you could dominate with a 6'10 lockdown on 2K19. Some people thought the 6'10 lockdown, or was it 6'9 lockdown, was the best build in the game. Then you had the playmaking shot creator, you had the stretch big on there, post scores were crazy, everything was good. Tyson shot creator, annoying freaking pure sharpshooter that he was using in wagers. I mean, you could go on and on, but let's roll the next Uncle Demi clip.
You have to be able to sit there and be like, dang, I want this. Let's say, for instance, driving dunk, contact dunks in these animations. But I also want that, which is like Steve Francis and Trae Young, right? And then if you were to go and get both of those, then the sacrifice should be then your shooting can only go but high to like maybe a 60. Because now you sacrifice. You basically made like a yellow-blue pie chart, right? So now your shooting shouldn't be great, okay? And your defense shouldn't be great. When I say shouldn't be great, maybe they should just be average, okay? And then you still got your physicals to talk about. So it should be something that sits there and makes you think, really try to figure out how you want to play and what's your play style, and then go from there.
I'm telling y'all right now, NBA 2K24 will have a freedom pie chart builder like Uncle Demi was talking about, except it's going to be like pie charts inside of a freedom builder. I don't know how they're going to do it. The only way I can think about is, you know, some sort of badge separation, categorization, something like that, which I think that's what's going to happen. But just be ready to not be as overpowered last year if they're right. However, I do want to say, because it's actually hilarious how people think that I've not been saying anything bad because I've been really excited about the news. Uncle Demi said the same thing in 2K23 right before the game came out. He said no demigods on 2K23. I don't know if you guys have seen the tweet, but trust me, he said there was not going to be demigods on 2K23. He said Bully was going to be really good. Bully wasn't as good when the game came out. It's still a pretty decent badge if you use it correctly. Someone said on current gen it was really overpowered. I'm not really sure, but you guys see what I'm saying. There's a few things that Uncle Demi said that wasn't true when the game came out, but once again, I want to go back and say that it could have been that way when he said it. When he tested the game, he seen that, and then it was changed before the game came out. But at the same time, with the builder and no demigods, that's really what he was seeing at the time. He didn't know that speed with ball was only going to needed to be at a 75, things like that. So if the attributes matter, then there will be more role player type builds from the builder we even have right now. Think about it. If you have to go up to a 90 speed with ball as a 6'1" to get your your Steve Francis and stuff, or 95, you're gonna miss out on other categories. So literally it's just gonna be a 23 builder, but fixed if they actually fix it. You see what I'm saying? So let's roll the next clip.
Everybody starts off balanced with a build, right? And then you start to progress as the seasons go, and you start to get other things, like badge points, or like in 23 when you hit level 40 in the season, you got the core badges, the patterns. Like, I like that type of stuff. So then by the time you hit legend, that's when you should have the demigod. That's what the whole purpose of grinding the game for, is to have that demigod.
This could be really bad because he said as the seasons go by, your player's going to get better. Now, we do have a free reward system, but is 2K going to put those in the free rewards if they put any type of gameplay advantage in the season battle pass thing. You know, is it going to be in the free one or is it going to be in the expensive one? It only makes sense for 2K to, you know, incentivize us to buy that by putting it in the ones that cost money, which would be really bad. So I already see, man, people are upset about that, and you guys know my take on it, bro. If it's just a flying magic carpet and that's what someone wants to buy, they want to buy it. But the second it touches gameplay and messes up behind a paywall where you have to pay this to be at a, you know, same advantage as your opponent, huge, gigantic issue. Okay, now hopefully the real thing at the end where he was talking about legend and stuff is what he means. When you hit legend, that's when you become a demigod. That's the whole point of the rookie to legend system that we've talked about so many times, guys. If 2K, please hear this. If 2K does not add good rewards for the rookie to legend grind, that's not what we asked for, especially the legend reward, okay? Just because it says rookie to legend doesn't mean that's what we asked for if it's not good rewards. If I get off work at 6 p.m., I drive to McDonald's and I ask for some fries, right? And they give me the fries they made this morning because just for some reason people were not buying fries, so they had some left over and they're cold and stale. That's not what I asked for. I'm gonna be mad. I want my money back. I want a new batch of fries, something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's very easy to understand, yet some people do not. Okay, if I go to a restaurant and I ask for a Midwell steak and it comes out and it's bleeding and mooing and moo, no, that's not what I asked for. I asked for a Midwell steak. So you're gonna tell the waiter, I want my money back, or I want another steak cooked. You see what I'm saying? It's very simple, yet some people just don't get it. But just please remember what I just said. Anyway, we have something really important to talk about, okay? This is extremely important. DBG said 2K24 will be the most expensive video game in existence. There's no excuse for any part of the game to be half, you know what? No excuse for days/weeks with no content. We're paying so much that nobody has the right to call anyone in the community negative when voicing frustration. Exactly. This game is gonna be like the most expensive video game of all time. I mean, barrier to entry, $70 to buy the game, you know, 100 for a build. If you grind out your build, then I understand, you know, that doesn't count, but you also have to spend so many hours to do that. You're doing your quest, you're running around the city, you're giving 2K more active player count. You're also seeing the advertisements. You're paying 2K, right? You're also paying yourself in a way. You're using your time as the money, okay? So what I'm trying to say is, if there's any type of exploit, you know, a walk back like we have on 2K24 or 2K23, and I say that needs to go, there's no way I'm listening to someone going, oh man, don't complain, it's just one little issue. What? It's one little $400 for the game? And you're telling me it's one little, no! The game needs to be really good. It needs to be set to an extremely high standard if it costs this much money to play. All right, I'm very fortunate to be a content creator and I get to write a little bit of this off. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely not free, okay? But I do get a percentage back on my taxes, all right? So that's the whole story for those of you that are wondering about that with content creators and stuff. You know, I'll probably get like 20-30% back, something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but it has to be good if it costs this much money, all right? There's a lot of people that don't have the money to just spend on 2K. Like, this is something they very much care about. It's a big investment for a lot of people. $500 to have fun is crazy, so it needs to be really good. All right, your voice matters, my voice matters. Okay, guys, click this video right here. It's extremely important about 2K24 news. If you haven't seen it yet, you need to watch it. Gameplay talk from Mike Wang, the gameplay developer for 2K. You have to click this video, bro. Click it. I don't know what you're doing, bro. Listening to me for what reason, I'm not sure. The video's ending. Click the video and I'm out.